5 to 7 minute speech. The objectives of the speech are to select a topic and determine its general and specific purpose, organize the speech in a manner that best achieves those purposes, ensure that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, project sincerity and conviction, and control any nervousness that you may feel. Also strive not to use notes. Our first speaker strives to visit 10 countries a year. I was very impressed with that. I was trying to count how many countries I've been in a lifetime. Putting herself into positions where adventure is inevitable. Sometimes even just people watching in airports provides ample excitement and inspiration. Canceled flights, missing luggage, and mid-air turbulence are just more opportunities to spice things up. With the speech titled, A Wild World, please help me welcome Pasquale Cavanaugh.
The only thing I could do was hold on. My feet pressed to the ground, my hands grabbing anything they could find, my back braced against the seat. Still, I was being tossed about like a little kid on a bad amusement park ride. The Jeep, built like a tank, was traversing the rough terrain of the Masai Mara. It's a stretch of land in western Kenya, also known as the Serengeti in neighboring Tanzania. I was on safari. Madam Toastmaster, esteemed members, welcome guests. Just over a week ago, I returned from my very first trip to Africa. I was on a quest to discover the wild, the raw, the unknown. I was going to experience the most majestic of animals in their natural habitat, untouched by human hands. I was going to connect with that part of myself that was wild and free, guided by powerful instincts and in complete synergy with the environment around me. I was going to be the jaguar. There are no jaguar in Africa. It's a South American animal. Maybe everyone else knew that, not me. Instead, it was the hippo. I was hot, bloated, and very, very cranky. The experience was much more challenging than I anticipated. The heat, the dirt, the hours, the physical discomfort nearly wrecked me. It took me several days to realize I just had to let go. I had to relax into the experience and actually let the experience, the adventure unfold. And then it did. I petted an elephant, I fed a giraffe, I stared down a really pissed off buffalo. I saw lions and rhino and zebra. Oh my. I saw thousands of wildebeest on their southern migration. Every kind of antelope you could imagine. Warthogs, hyena, aardvarks, and a very bashful leopard. Over the hours and hours of being on safari, something strange began to happen. I don't know if it was the blazing African sun or the fact that I kept whacking my head on the side of the Jeep. But the scenes I was observing out there began to meld and merge with what I was experiencing inside the Jeep with my human companions. One of the most interesting things I got to see were honeymooning lions. Oh. This is a term used for a couple, a lion couple, who spend the better part of a week mating about 80 times per day. Yes, you heard me right. And we watched it, a lot of it, and we liked it. But over time, instead of Mr. and Mrs. Lion, I began to see Brian and Kim, a couple on our own trip, whose apparent sole objective in going all the way to Africa was to explore each other. Frequently, publicly. They were also very entertaining. There's an animal called the topi, which is a medium-sized antelope. A little bit nondescript, but has this funny habit of climbing up onto these huge termite mounds, puffing out its chest, and pretending that it's the big man on campus. Only the female topi are impressed by this, which maybe works out. But there I saw Ben and James, two men in our group, small men, big egos, constantly standing on their own termite mounds, proclaiming themselves king. Their wives were like the giraffe, regal, elegant, and quite accustomed to looking down on nearly everything. There was this funny animal called the dik-dik, which is the smallest of the antelopes, so named because at the nattering sound it makes when it's nervous or afraid, which is nearly all the time because it's prey for everything. And there were Lou and Kathy, constantly slathering themselves with sunscreen and insect repellent and hand sanitizer, afraid that the jeep was going too fast and the animals were getting too close or that we'd be late for dinner. They were nervous for all of us, bless their hearts. And then there were the Maasai, remarkable, chocolate brown skin, bodies built for streamlined efficiency, draped in flaming red fabric. They were the only human element in this whole arena, and they were the masters of their domain. Watching them, I asked myself, could I live in such simplicity, such ease and grace, such sovereignty over my little piece of the world? This trip was profound for me on so many levels. I was literally shaken into the realization that sometimes letting go is much more powerful than holding on. I got to understand that the world I kept thinking was out there was all the time in here. And I got to witness the beauty and majesty of our planet and all of its inhabitants, and to really feel the richness of our humanity. I'm off to South America next week, which is very exciting. But I wonder, do you think I'll find any jaguar in Buenos Aires?
You find his legs.
Thank you.